Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to CoinDesk Turkey exclusive interview. Today I'm happy to host Richard Teng, CEO of Binance. Richard, good to see you again.
Thanks for having me.
Richard, it's a great event we have been experiencing here in Dubai, and the main theme of the event is momentum. So there has been a lot of things going through in 2024 for blockchain world and crypto, and there's a lot of momentum. But what is your perspective about the developments, and what kind of momentum do you see in the blockchain world?
2024 has been a landmark year in many sense, right? So there's huge momentum that's being carried forth since the beginning of the year with the approval of the Bitcoin ETF earlier part of the year in the States, and then in many different parts of the world, from Hong Kong to Canada to Brazil, and the list goes on. Together with that, that gave a lot of recognition and creditworthiness to the entire crypto industry. The institutions are coming through now in a very big fashion, right? So if you look at the top 200 institutions in the world, from Goldman Sachs to Morgan Stanley to BlackRock to Fidelity, and even to many of the European and other institutions, BNP Paribas has started to invest and allocate into this space. So it is a great year. On our front, just on the Binance front, we have seen 57 million new users.
Wow.
Just for this year alone, for the year to date. So bringing our total to more than 237 million users on the platform, making us still the biggest global ecosystem in blockchain and the largest crypto exchange globally.
Right. The traction that you have mentioned is impressive. However, Binance has a very ambitious purpose or a goal of onboarding the next billion. So that's a very ambitious target. As I may, what are you planning to do? What is your strategy to onboard this 1 billion?
Our strategy is very simple. So we always put our user first, listening to our users in terms of what they need, making sure that we build the best-in-class platform in terms of resilience, robustness, security, having the best product features out there to serve their needs, right? Which is why our users and community are the most important to us. We spend a lot of time and energy to get it right on that front. We continue to invest very heavily into the compliance space as well, working with global policymakers. Binance now is the most regulated exchange globally. We have 20 regulatory approval around the world, the latest being in places like India, Argentina. Earlier on in the year, we were regulated, fully licensed in Kazakhstan, in Dubai, in Thailand, and the list goes on, right? So we have had the conversation. Our compliance spend continue to go up quite a lot, given the direction of travel within crypto is one that's much more compliant in nature going forward. It's a necessary investment, but we are very blessed that we have the ability to make investment into this space and make compliance a competitive advantage for ourselves. And thirdly, you'll see many partners coming to Binance Blockchain Week from both the Web3 world as well as from the Web2 world. We look forward to working closely with everyone on that front to continue to develop a very vibrant, dynamic ecosystem, right? The more we can get people into crypto and blockchain, the better everyone is on that. So it is going to be a very exciting space. Crypto adoption is still very low by global standards, around 6 to 7% currently. And together with AI, blockchain together with AI will form the foundation technology that's going to drive every economic sector going forward.
Right. It was something I would like to dig deeper into the AI and crypto integration, if I may. But before that, you have a unique challenge, humbly, if I can say, Richard, which is you are the largest cryptocurrency exchange by volume, so you have to keep your core strong, and at the same time you have to focus on the growth. So there's a delicate balance between keeping the core strong and putting the momentum to the growth. How are you going to strike this delicate balance where the growth will come?
Well, if you think about it, the key competitive advantage that we have is our very deep liquid market, right? So anybody that trades through Binance, other than enjoying the most competitive fees, in terms of bid-ask spread, given how deep our market is, being the largest player with the largest foyer, they enjoy the narrowest bid-ask spread. And over the long term, many people have very substantial savings on their funds. So that cannot be understated, right? And that itself really is an important competitive advantage. As I also mentioned that we are able to invest very heavily into the compliance space. as more and more rules come into play, many other players will not be able to make the same sort of investments as we do. So we intend to make this a key competitive advantage. We invest in many other areas, improving our product features, and we have continued to announce huge improvement throughout the course of this year, be it in terms of Web3 wallet, in terms of Mega Drop, Binance Square, our Super Earn products, and the list goes on, right? We continue to push ahead with innovation in our space and giving the best out there for our users on that front. So we intend to harness on all these things and to make ourselves the most important player in the crypto side.
Nice. How about AI and crypto?
Absolutely. So as I mentioned, AI and crypto are the two most important technology that will form the foundation of every economic sector going forward, from real estate to entertainment to supply chain financing, financial services, right? These two technology will be everything else, what everything else will be built on top of, right? So even internally, other than blockchain, which we invest heavily, we also do very heavy investments into AI, right? To improve not only efficiency on many fronts, but also effectiveness, accuracy of data, in different aspects, from customer service to things like, compliance. How do you know your customer, know your business much better? How do you do market surveillance much better? How do you make sure your operation resilience are much more effective, security measure? So the entire list goes on, which we are utilizing these two technologies.
Right. Of course, when we are talking about the future of blockchain or Web3, regulation and regulator frameworks are really crucial. How do you see the global landscape regarding the upcoming very important developments like US elections, for instance? How do you see the general perspective about the regulatory landscape globally?
I think it's extremely important. I got involved in crypto around 2017. And once I get to know a lot more about crypto, I always believe that this sector will be the future of financial services. But for it to go mainstream, you need two elements to come into play, right? Firstly, you need clear regulations, giving operators like ourselves defined parameters to operate within, but also giving greater clarity to users what's our protection that is being accorded to them. Second element, you need institutional adoption, right? Crypto, unlike other asset class, move in the reverse order. Most asset class start from institutions, then being embraced by corporate, high net worth individual, then ultimately retail. Crypto has been embraced by retail for the longest time, right? But it was not done by all the other clientele. Now we are seeing that shift upwards. So the next 5 years is we are going to see very fast crypto adoption going forward. The future is very bright. There are now a lot more regulators spending time, energy into this space to try to formulate regulations that support the innovative part of this technology, at the same time managing the risk of this technology. So it's very bullish. Short term, you're going to see challenges. Some of these areas of development, including the US election, may have short-term implications and impact, but longer term is a technology where the momentum cannot be turned back. You're going to see much more innovation and use cases coming forward.
One of the milestones that we have been expecting for a long time was the acceptance of ETFs, and it was very crucial because we are expecting the institutional investors to come into the environment. So far, how do you see the progress of institutional investments investing in crypto, blockchain-related assets? Are you satisfied with the momentum there?
Absolutely. So if you look at just the ETF itself, right, ever since the approval of the Bitcoin ETF in US earlier this year, they have done extremely well. So the Bitcoin ETF has been the most successful ETF that's ever launched, right? Outstripping all the other ETF that's been launched in this space. If you look at the return just on Bitcoin, just for year to date, is in excess of 60%, close to 70% by for the year to date. And that makes it the best performing asset class of all the other asset classes in that front, right? So it has been phenomenal growth. On our front, we see the same track. A lot of institutions are coming through, be it in terms of just pure investments. A lot of institutions are allocating assets into this space. Family offices, corporates. You probably see Microsoft board is looking at investment into Bitcoin, right? So those are big. So a lot of corporates are starting to look at allocation into this space. We are still very early. Just on our platform this year, we saw a 131% increase in terms of the number of institutions and corporates onboarding into the platform compared to last year. So you see that interest is very robust coming through.
Right. Finally, about Turkey. Turkey has always been a very attractive market. What is your take about the Turkish market, and what potential do you see in the market?
Well, Turkish is an extremely important market, as you put it. It has very high crypto adoption rate. We are there to serve our users in Turkey. Turkey has come out with new rules and regulations, which we are working very closely, looking into it and working with the government policymakers to make sure that over time it can continue to be fine-tuned to really serve and bring in much more foreign direct investments into Turkey, bring the best talent into Turkey, at the same time managing the risk on that front. So we are very bullish, and we thank Turkey and thank our community and users there for their continued support.
Richard, thank you very much for being with us today and sharing your perspective.
Thank you so much.